Hi everyone, welcome. It's Vanessa from Heart and Soul Transformations in Australia. And today I'm going to talk about trust. I sat here with my team just getting into the zone and just asking them, what did you want me to talk about today as I create this video? And I just heard them say trust. So as usual, I don't know what's going to come through as I bring through the team. I've got some card decks here because it's always nice to have a play with some oracle decks. So I invite you to really come into your heart center, really focus on your breath, take stock of what the word trust may be bringing to the surface for you already. Trusting your intuition, trusting your path, trusting your physical body, because our physical bodies go through so much on the spiritual awakening, ascension, evolution, just being in our humanness. And they're saying, I invite you all now to play, to hear, to be guided by our wisdom, by our faith and by our knowing. And I'm going to bring through some light codes first to establish a frequency range, they're saying. So if you're new to listening to my videos, I usually bring through light language or the language of light. They're codes that work beyond the logic mental mind. You are to feel them, to hear them, to know them, to sense them. We're all sentient beings. We're beyond this 3D, just physical form. And it's really important not to be driving when you're receiving codes, because they are very potent. So if you've just stumbled upon this video, maybe pop it in saved for later and come back when you can create sacred time. Because these heart and soul conversations that I bring through various social media outlets are healing and frequency encoded experiences. Inaru shasa mokra hinde koaya. Arutiro satalil shatrak ane. Yina kotari satarona tashatak anukaya. Umayario pitatario sashachakaya. O ma neneo yatro atarai. Te sotoro shatarhia nakaya. They're saying, let your heart open. Bitia tutunumush satarkiana. O atraya. O atraya siya shasotoroma takarakoroata. Anono sishatsi tatukoyara torona. Ma atraya. Maria sotoro shotoro naraki satakanaya oteya. Itroe amatro, omitshani sashutrona yakaya. They're saying, and trust you will with all of your might. And it is so. You may feel heat and waves and a stirring between your solar plexus and your chest, your heart. You may even feel itchy. I get quite itchy when I'm bringing through energies. Even before I got online, I was like, scratch, scratch, scratch. The energy just starts to move through me. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to have like red welts all over my neck. But it's like, this is the way that it is. Every channel works differently. And I'm quite sensitive when the energy rushes through. Okay, so let's draw a card from the gorgeous Lawn Art deck. This is the Sacred Geometry Activations, one of my favorite decks. I also feel some very special beings coming in to talk to us. Now, the card that's come through is Delight. Sometimes it's the word, the number, the color, the energies, and sometimes, of course, it's the message. I can't help but notice, look at the artwork behind me, which is from an amazing artist in Australia, Lisa Foley. And and we've got that beautiful golden portal of light. And what they're saying is, it's really time to delight in our light, in our multidimensionality. And this leads me on to a very, very broad topic. So let's see what's going to come through. You know, I don't know about you, but I've had this experience for most of my life as well, feeling like I came in and I was different, very sensitive, emotional, or feeling or seeing or knowing, of course, now, and feeling very displaced in my body, as if I was in the wrong body, the wrong energy of this physical vehicle. And I've had a myriad of health issues to work through over the years. And, you know, I really don't even like that word issue, but I'll use it in reference. And it's like, we all have health stuff that we go through, mental, emotional, spiritual, because we have all these bodies. And we are all, I say this, and you know, if you watch my videos, you will hear me say this over and over and over again, because my team constantly reminds me, we are all on the spectrum. We are all on this light spectrum, and we are all bipolarized beings, and we live in this linear three-dimensional reality. Yet the more we are waking up that we are much more than this, the more we're feeling, the more sensitive we are, the more we're knowing, we're hearing, we're dissolving what we once believed, because so much of it is man-made, constructed through our ancestry bloodlines, through other incarnations on Earth, and also from, you know, our galactic heritage, our non-earthly lifetimes. And so we are going through so much, whether that's for you or me, anyone else, intense physical, emotional. For other people, it's maybe in their career or finances, or in their personal awareness. We are evolving, we are changing, and we are dismantling and dissolving, and veils are coming off, masks are coming off. It is now the age of transparency, of being visible, of being seen, of being heard. Yet we have been brought up, many of us, with the conditioning of being quiet, be suppressed, be silenced. And we've all got lifetimes where this has happened, where it's not safe to be different. It's not safe to be unique, to be our whole self. And to be our whole multi-dimensional self, it means it often means we feel all things, and we want to express all things, yet there's so much of us that has been told to shut it down, to be silenced. Don't take up too much space in the world. Don't be different. And then you can see now the polarized shift with being different, being unique, and, you know, I'm just trying to bring it through with eloquence through the team. They're saying, don't worry about that. That sense of people not wanting to adhere to a gender, and males wearing makeup and dresses, and females dressing in men's clothing, and non-binary and transgender, and loving who we want to love, and changing our mind, being whoever we want to be in each moment. Nothing is the same anymore. We're not the same. And if we're trying to stay the same or go back to the old sense of self, we're not allowing ourselves to evolve. We're not... I've put the card away, hang on. I do that without realizing it. Here we go. We're not delighting in the full spectrum of our light. Now, this is causing a lot of unrest for people. And I say unrest, what the unrest offers is an untangling and an unfolding of layers and pains and wounds and traumas. Have you been triggered lately by a loved one, a partner, a child, a neighbor, a friend, a parent, to be quiet, to go back in a box, to don't express who you are. Don't be different. Don't live unconventional lives. Do what's expected of you. Toe the line. Be a good girl. People please everyone. Be a good boy. Pardon me. Do the right thing. Because if you're not doing the right thing, well, then you're wrong or you're bad. Now, this is bringing up so much, like so many clients that I'm working with, and I've had layers too, and I've just been clearing. The other day I did about 8 karmic connections between one of my parents, one of my family members, and whoa, it was just so profound. And I was like, and I've had catalysts come up for this, you know, that I feel like they've been building for decades. And it was like, okay, perfectly timed. There's a perfect unity. There's a perfect crossing, they're saying. When I say they, it means my team. And so if you're having this as well, and you feel like you've been suppressed and silenced, and there's this fire within you that wants to have a voice, you want to be more vulnerable, you want to share more about yourself and your journey, whether you're in business or not, whether you're on social media or not, you just feel like you can't even express all that you are with you're not your boss or maybe a family member. And you're silenced and you're stopped and you catch yourself because you don't want to be different. Because if you're different, then what if people don't love you? What if people judge you? And it almost feels like we're going through another cycle of like this, let's persecute and judge and let's burn people at the stake again for being all wise. The wisdom, the stardom. Don't delight in your frequency. So if you're going through some of these things, you know, look after yourself, move through the layers, get support. I hear you, I see you, and I understand what it is all about. But just know that we are going through this radically as a collective. And there's a lot of energy around being the bad girl or the bad boy and doing everything right. And of course, we're seeing the reflection in what's going on with climate change and what's going on in the world and political arenas. And people are calling people into accountability. And we must come back to the reflections for ourselves and where are we being honest with ourselves and where are we still not allowing ourselves to speak our truth. And of course, collectively, but individually, we're still all going to have layers of stuff we're working through. So be gentle with yourself, you know, have patience with your way forward. Now I'm going to bring through the team and see who's coming through to speak to us about this, but I also want to draw on a card, another card as well. You know, they're saying there's no shame in being different and being unique. And it's really important that we keep moving through the guilt and the shame and the fear, because it's a, you know, I don't want to just like blame the patriarchy, but you know, there is a lot of that patriarchal influence of, you know, the masculine and the feminine being suppressed. And we've known about this for years. It's not new information. We are rising, but we want to rise in reflection of honoring both our masculine and feminine. It's not about bashing men and, you know, degrading what our fathers have done or haven't done. And yes, we might still have stuff that we have to deal with along the father's lineage. I certainly do. I am uncovering things and releasing things. But, you know, and there's a saying that the sins of the fathers, you know, are visited on the children. It's like we've all got stuff that we've inherited, and it's not just from our parents, it's beyond. And it's a collective of what's going on collectively, you know, in the bigger picture, but also what we have got installed in us, the team is saying, like these imprints, these impressions, these I just wanted to bring through that code. Sometimes it happens spontaneously and I just like let it come through now. I don't get any warning, but it's like it takes over my trying to speak in human language. I'm just questioning them about that. They said we just needed to strip some things bare. before we embark on the next. A lot of energy to come through. They're saying, but remember, we really want you to know that you are breaking through incredible cycles. So keep chipping away, like chip, 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 whittling away. You know, your masterpiece of self is within. Don't ever doubt that you're not doing enough. As long as you're taking some actions and your self-analysis and not to the point where you're just, you know, beating yourself up and blaming yourself, because there's nothing that you've done wrong. Perhaps we've done things in other incarnations that we're not proud of, but that was our soul then, it's not our soul now. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you're an amazing person. It was funny because I was almost going to say you're a good person, and I was like, they corrected me. They could feel the vibration of that and that resonance, see the conditioning that we have. If we're not doing something bad, we're good. They're really wanting us to talk about this now. And it all comes back to that sense of how are we disempowering ourselves. We're still in these stages of reclamation, of reclaiming our power. And this is the card that's come through from the Soulful, where is it? The Soulful Woman guidance cards. I love this deck. The artwork is extraordinary. And it's enlightenment power. Just bring it right up. Interestingly, it's card number 20, and we are in that 2 energy at the time of me videoing this. It's the 3rd of Feb 2020. So we just had that portal opening yesterday. Enlightenment power. I'm just looking at the beautiful, what looks like a dahlia flower. I actually posted a dahlia flower on Instagram, Facebook the other day. That standing tall, being at one with nature. Oops, dropped the card. I'm a woman choosing the power of my own consciousness as a vehicle for my growth. Now, whilst I don't love the word growth, it's a word that, you know, really in this spiritual industry, people identify with. I prefer the word remembering, because we're really unbecoming all the conditionings. So while we are reclaiming our power, I'm just going to put these cards up here in case I want to go back to them, lean them up there. While we are reclaiming our power, it can feel quite uncomfortable and uncertain. And it often brings up in a lot of people, because I see it with my clients in my event groups that I have each month, you know, people vacillating between, I'm, you know, a warrior and I'm in my energy, but I still need to feel safe. Because what if I get too big for my boots? What if I get too loud and proud? What if I be another amazing facet, layer of my human diamond, of myself, of my beautiful light? And what if? And what if someone tears me down? And what if someone that I love doesn't love me anymore the way that I am, because I'm evolving? You know, you just have to keep breaking through these, you know, ladder advancements. It just showed me a ladder and moving up the ladder. And it's going to happen. 9 times out of 10, it's going to happen. And, you know, I could say things that, you know, I see people on Facebook going, oh, well, they're not your tribe. They're not supporting you. Like, that's just, I don't know. It's kind of creates a separation energy. Sure, we're going to resonate with some people and have cycles and seasons with people, and people move on. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and everyone's not going to be my cup of tea. But it's like we don't need to pull anyone down. We don't need to say, you know, because it creates that separation. Well, I'm better than them, or my vibration's better, like blah, blah, blah. Like, how is that going to contribute to the compassion of the world, the universe, as we're evolving? So kindness is always going to be my main energy that comes through when I bring messages. It doesn't mean I'm a doormat and I'll take any crap, because I certainly don't. And my boundaries are strong. I've had to get them strong as I keep reclaiming my power. And I really encourage and invite you to do the same. And look at how you're feeling disempowered, because it comes in so many forms. Is it from people pleasing? Is it from not feeling special? Is it from being told you're stupid, you're worthless, you're nothing as a child? Is it from your sense of not feeling safe to be different, to be all that you are? Because I've certainly had to work through these layers as well. And the more you self-investigate and self-invest and have those realizations of seeing more of yourself and why you're here, and trusting the unfolding and just allowing whoever you are in each moment to be enough. I think it's far beyond the need to love yourself stuff. I talked about this a lot over the years. Because, depending on what kind of upbringing you've had and your sense of love or what you came in with, like some people just come in with stuff around like feeling so separate, not being loved. We've all got our wounded healer, the wounds we bring in to heal. If you don't know what yours is, Google some information on your Chiron wounding, Chiron. It's a planet or a planetur. It has a 50-year cycle. And depending on what astrological house and what constellation it is in, there's lessons and learning for you. And that's just one form of, getting some awareness about understanding a little bit more about what makes you tick, what makes you you. Don't be limited by it. There's numerology, there's astrology, there's enneagrams, there's the gene keys. Like there's so many things. I don't particularly like to be put in any boxes. I just want to keep remembering that I'm light. And I want to keep encouraging whoever crosses my path or listens to my videos to connect back with that in the strength. We spend so much of our life searching to be enough, to fit in, to belong, to not feel separate, to be loved, to be special. And it's exhausting. And some would say, oh, what a waste of energy. But if everything is in its perfect order and time for our soul and our own awareness, because we can only know what we know and see what we see and understand or acclimate to a vibrational resonance when we are ready, when our temple is ready. And I know like 20 years ago or whatever, when I was like getting into this spiritual path or whatever, my health led me to open up, and I had my first dark night of the soul when I was 16, pretty much, that I can remember. Probably earlier, but a really tough one when I really, the first time I can remember just really not wanting to be here. Like I've had so many of them. That's why I work with so many people so deeply who have, health issues and existential crisis and Kundalini awakening and those deep dark nights of the soul, because I can understand them energetically, metaphysically, emotionally, not from a textbook. And that deep soul yearning that comes with that deep investigation and that deep anguish to know thyself. Got some codes coming through. Got a beautiful ANDARA that's just asked to be placed here. Titiana, Karatira, Umahina Shanukoa, Uyachonitona. Dearest ones, we speak through this one now, your need to feel safe and secure in all that you are and to feel special. It has been such a burden for you. It is very painful at times, as this one has also felt. But we wish to say that your time here on the earth is very valuable and extremely special. And whilst you may not always understand your challenges from the higher perspectives, you will learn to understand yourself through each one of these milestones. And yes, we speak of them as being milestones, for you are unencumbering each time that you facilitate the changes within your beingness. Tatario shak iru matereotoa. like a spider spins her web. The grace, the fortitude, and the diligence to create all that she wants to create for not only her young, for her safety, for her presence here upon the earth. We are endeavoring to remind you that you are also spinning many webs. We use the word many, for it is never just one web. Things will break down. Think of the times in your life when things have broken down and dismantled, the chaos, the confusion, the turmoil, the grief within your beingness as you lose parts of yourself and your identity. It is very challenging. We see this one and what she has endured, and how many times she did not want to work on the earth plane anymore. But we have asked her to stay many times so that she can help many others. And we have taught her through correction. We have taught her so much compassion through loss. As many of you may be listening to this and have also felt deep loss, even if it is what was not from a loved one, it is from a loss of something that was deeply held for you and your stability and your making sense of your world, of your light, of your life. And we ask you to continue with your faith, continue to ask for your help from the light beings and from your higher self. Many of you are going to go through changes this year, and we speak of huge changes. Some of you may have your highest soul walk and enter and take over. And do not be alarmed by this sense of being taken over. You are still you, but the essence of you, which is lighter and brighter and more powerful, you want you to reclaim your power, yet you push the power away. This one has done this as well, but she did not know she was doing this, just as you do not always know that you are doing this as well. The nectar of your light is so bright and so nourishing. We speak to you now about nourishing and nurturing your body, your mind, your soul. We are showing this one so many galactic patterns of light. We wish you could see what she is seeing and what I am showing her. But the encoded frequencies are coming through in our language to you. We hope that you receive the installation into your heart frequency so deeply, so united, so elegant, so with love and with grace that we bring through. For dear one, this is what you are seeking beyond anything else than you think that you are seeking. You are seeking love, compassion, and unity with your heart. This is the peace that you are seeking. You are not seeking this from others. You think that you are, but others are merely part of your milestones. Everything is so deeply within your soul essence. We have to shut ok o shitiki itamunosha. Open the portal of your heart. So kamo ina atiana takaya. See yourself as enlightened now. This is not about ego. This is about giving your body, your mind, your soul permission to be lighter, to see your way through to your light. Do not be afraid of your light. And do not blame yourself for being in resistance as you do. So many of you do this. You think you should know how to do everything. You think that everything looks so simple to others on a spiritual path, but you do not know about their soul. You do not know what is in their heart, what is in their milestones to walk along their pathway. You can only understand your own. That is why you are here, dearest one, to understand why you are here. It does not matter what you do with your life so much. There is so much of this rubbish talk about all these things you have to do for your purpose. Your purpose is to just experience the depths of your humanness. Anything you do is a form of creation, because you are born of creation. You are Kundalini, you are Shakti, you are light, you are the rainbow spectrum. And we ask you to breathe. We invite you to go through your missing fragments of your soul that is drifted away, that you have denied, that you have suppressed, ignored, avoided. Open your heart now to receive these soul fragments, to embrace your shadow and understand that your shadow is just a part of your light, a part of your spectrum, a part of your difference, your specialness, your uniqueness, your bipolarized self. Atioia kohanaka, moratriu salata de to shat kitikia. Shusumaya. Let yourself be, dearest ones. Let yourself be, dearest ones. Let yourself be, dearest one. Just bring yourself back to the presence as I come back into my energy. Whew. As I opened my eyes then, and it was like, I think it was like 33 minutes and 33. It's like, whoa. Where in your life are you silencing yourself? Are you afraid to show another facet, to show your shadows, to express your highs and your lows? Where are you sugarcoating? Where are you always putting on a happy face when you don't feel happy? Where are you still giving your power away to something in the past, a hurt? Another incarnation that you are allowing to rule your life? Remember, so much of this is just the conscious stuff. Seek help for the deeper layers. letting someone else that you trust of your heart and soul to tune in, to hear, see, feel, know, and to be a light and a guide is very important. I'm here to do that, of course. That's why I'm here in service. But I also let others do that for me too, because we have blind spots. And we so get in our own way. It's a real controlling pattern, especially for a lot of other visionaries and healers who are like, oh no, I can work it all out myself. And there's real courage and transparency and trust, which is what we started off with, trust, in allowing someone else to see all of you are in your beautiful facetry, your vulnerability. So we'll finish off with the card, and we're still going to connect in with the energy of trust, which led us on to this journey of many things. Let me know how this language of light speaks to you, how any of the messages speak to you. I always love to hear the feedback, and I'll do my best to reply. You can connect with me on social media, vanessa.sumner on Instagram, Heart and Soul Transformations on Facebook, and of course visit my website, vanessasumner.com. And I do work with people one-on-one on a limited basis each month, and I also hold amazing global events for usually somewhere between 30 to 50, 33 to 55 people each month, and I'm given a focus and a theme, and we meet in a private Facebook group, and it's always really amazing, and we go on an incredible journey for about 90 minutes, tuning into the body, the mind, and the soul, bringing through channeling messages, healing, and light codes, and then usually keep the group open for about a weekish, so I can support people. There's nothing worse than, going to events and it's like all these amazing things are unfolding and happening, and then you're kind of just left and there's no follow-up or backup support. So I hold this energetic space for really, about a 2-week period, sometimes longer. And I was just looking at the delight card. It's a pure delight to do that in service for those souls that are ready to, have the codes installed and shift the energy. The card that come through is detach. Let's have a look at this. Look at the beautiful lightness around her face. Now this is from the Rainbow Oracle deck, one of my favorite decks by an Australian lady, Jasmine, Safi. She's a beautiful and amazing digital artist. Now the card says, retreat from situations that are not in harmony with your soul and open your heart to greater love of self. This really links into what we were talking about. And I love that this almost reminds me of a mirror. I have magnifying mirrors for my vision just to do my makeup. And, you're in your face, like everything is magnified. Every wrinkle, every pore, every mark, every deep aspect of seeing into my eyes, into myself, and that intimacy, into me I see. And this really connects this. So when you feel like you do need to detach or disconnect, and a lot of this is going on, and it will go on in different chapters and cycles when you are evolving, because your vibrational resonance changes. And it's not that you want to disown from family or certain people. It's just that sometimes you do need time and space to really honor yourself as you are reclaiming your power. And there often is like a friction energy where you just don't align with other people. And look, it doesn't mean that it's forever. Remember that there's a bit of light in every other person that's within ourselves, because we all come from the one spark or God spark, or come from the absolute. So remember, if you are detaching, whatever you supposedly disown, you're disowning and denying a part of yourself as well. So it's a dance. It's like meet the balance. And if you feel the need to retreat retreat into yourself, so that, and I hear the team saying, so that you can see the aspects of yourself that are so unique and so special, so divine and beautiful, that you perhaps putting in boxes, or you've closed the door on, or the lid on, and you've detached from. There's sort of a twofold message here, and that you need to reconnect with, and not always hide and retreat from. What do you need to let out? What do you need to bring back harmony within yourself, so that you see yourself as whole, as multidimensional and fully faceted, and let your facets shine and radiate? Are you only letting some parts of your facetry illuminate and shine, and the bits that are cloudy and dusty that need a cut and polish because you perceive them to be on the duality of the spectrum as, I better hide them, someone told me to be quiet, you're not this and you're not that, and don't shine and don't do this and don't be that? Are you denying them? Have you detached from those parts of yourself that need reconnecting to? It's a very important year in 2020 to align with those aspects of ourselves once again. And it's important for our nervous system to come back into stillness and to wholeness, and not just like once on the weekend when you've got a moment to yourself. It's like every day. And I will say some of these things and repeat every video, because I'm saying them for myself as well. Connecting in with the truth of who we are and the light, and as we continually upgrade and embody more of that, the old's leaving, it's purging, light's coming in. It can affect our physical, our emotional. In this, he showed me like a ship being tossed around in a storm. And sometimes we're wobbled and we've got, our sea legs, or we're nauseous, we're off balance, or we lose balance in our ears, if we want to bring it back to a medical kind of analogy. Listening to our body, listening to our soul. Not just when we're on a holiday, or when it's the weekend, or when we've got more time. Glorifying busyness and constantly having a bigger and bigger and bigger to-do list it's not cool. Like, it doesn't mean you're better, or you're more successful, or you're going to be this, or you're going to be that. All those illusions are crumbling. Real truth and power comes in that deep essence of our own individual knowing and awareness for our beingness. And we're still going to have crap and stuff and things happen in our journey, whether we're, lightening up, whether we know this stuff and we're masters, or we're still, our whatever higher levels of mastery of it. We still got stuff. We're still always students. And what it often means, though, is like when we are really wobbled, we really utilize what I call the sacred keys, and those are our faith, our compassion, our patience, our ability to surrender and let go, our love. We don't fight and we don't resist. And therefore we also honor our immune system better and our self-awareness compass. Thank you so much for connecting with me today, and feel free to subscribe and share this with your friends on social media if you feel that it can support them. And I look forward to creating more videos and bringing through channels from my team. It's different team members come through each time. And I wish you well on your journey. I wish you grace. I wish you tenacity and courage and glory, and be able to embrace all your facets, all the flaws, because those flaws are what make you flawsome and extraordinary. Lots of love. Bye for now.